My friends, welcome. Let's learn I Saw Her Standing There by the Beatles. This song is in the key of E major. The beats per minute are 161 beats per minute. 4/4 time. The strumming rhythm is 1, 2, and 4 and. And the chords represented in this song are this. And the reason that I'm looking at this is because I have a PDF for you that has these chords and has both a number system chart and a standard chart and a description on how to read charts like a professional, all for free for you. Link is in the description of the video, okay? So I saw her standing here. This is standard tuning, obviously. The chords are E7, A7, B7, E major, A, C, and you could hear the movement there, and E9. Okay, which basically in E7, which is lifting your finger, your third finger up, right, for the E7, and then taking that third finger and putting it on the second fret of the first string. Okay, but for the actual chord stamps for this, click on that link below this video, and it'll take you there for free, and you get a bunch of other stuff for free too, a course and all sorts of good stuff. Okay, so here we go. We got the strumming rhythm, 1, 2, and 4. That's about 161 beats per minute if we're counting like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, right? That's about 161 per minute. And so it's gonna start off on that E7. So it's like 1, 2, oh, let me tell you what else here. There's no split bars in this. So a split bar is when we share, 4 beats, 1, 2, 3, 4, or if it was a song that was in 6, if we split that up, 3 and 3. If it's songs in 4, a split bar would be 2 and 2. So it means you have 2 chords in 1 measure. None of those are happening in this, but we're gonna experience those in all of or many of the Beatles songs that we're doing that you can find in the playlist that'll be at the end of the video here, okay? Okay, so it starts off something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. This is the intro.
Just 17, you know what I mean. Never for too long, I fell in love with her. Oh, I wouldn't dance with another, but I saw her standing there.
Okay, so that's one verse. Now, the verses, or at least the very first verse, is going to be a double. So we're going to double it up. Verses 2 and 3 are just one time through. But that was just one time through, so we double that up, okay? So let me tell you what the chords are. You're going to know that these are doubled up because if you're looking at the chart, you're going to see parentheses at the beginning and the end, and that means repeat this section, okay? So here we go. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. E7, E7, A7, E7, 2 measures of E7, 2 measures of B7, E, E7, A, C, E7, B7, E7. Okay, so now this tune really, realistically only has 2 main parts. And then there's a solo that's similar to the verse. And then there is the outro of the song, which is very similar to, it's kind of its own duck. It's a little bit of its own duck, okay? But similar to the verse, similar to the chorus. 2 main parts is the verse and the bridge. So let's take a look at the bridge. We'll talk about the solo. We'll talk about the end of the song. But again, if you don't know these chords and you're not looking at the chord chart, it's going to be very difficult to remember all of this, okay? When you see bands playing and they just have the song memorized, they don't need the charts. But when you're looking at a song, if you're not as familiar with it, even though we've all heard this song hundreds of times in our lives, you still might not be able to keep up with the song chordally until you've played it a few times. That's what the chart is there for you. Okay, so now this will be the part when you cross the room, right? So this is right after standing there. Okay, so bridge, A7, A7, staying on that A7. A7, A7, and then we're back into the verse again, okay? So we got A7, 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 two more, A7, A7, D7, D7, A7, A7. And then we're into the verse again, okay? So every time we have these verses, they're the same. This is why, again, understanding the rhythmic structure of a song and then breaking it out into its pieces is the easiest way to do this. I've been doing this for 30-something, I don't know, 35 years now. And I've found it's just the easiest way to find out what the chords are, you know, using the inventory method. You find out what the chords are like I'm showing you. You break down the parts, okay, 3 parts, 4 parts, whatever, and memorize those parts separately and then just glue them together. It's super easy to do, okay? So we have the intro, verse, bridge, verse. Now the solo, right, is a little bit different. I'll just do it one time just because the vibe of this whole tune is very similar, and if you're looking at the chart, you're gonna be fine. But the solo is gonna go like this. E7, E7, that feels very similar, right? So that is going to be, it's very similar to the verse, except in the verse we pop down to that A7 for just a second. Here you just stay on that E7. So after the B7, 2 measures of E7, 2 measures of A7, E7, B7, okay, when you play that with the guitar solo, it'll sound right. I know right now your ear's expecting it to go to different places because you're used to the verse, not so for the solo, okay? All right, so after the solo, we got another bridge. We did the bridge already. That's where we go to the A7, right, as she crossed the room. We have another verse and then the outro, okay? And the outro is gonna go, this is basically stealing just the last 4 measures of the verse. So we repeat the last 4 measures of the verse, and then we have this little outro, okay? So it's like, I'll do the last 4 measures of the verse, and then I'll do the outro so that you can hear it, okay? So it's gonna be like, here's the outro. Right? So basically take the last 4 measures of the verse, repeat them, and then we're gonna do 1 measure of E, 1 measure of B7, 1 measure of A, 1 measure of E, and then take that 3rd finger from your E major chord, take that 3rd finger, drop it down to the 2nd fret of the 1st string, and then you have an E9, and an E9 is an E7 or a dominant chord, an E dominant 7th chord with a 9 on top. So if we played through the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that note right there is an F sharp, and so we're playing it right there on the top, okay? So a little bit of theory there for you, okay? So friends, I'm gonna play a little bit of this for you in just a moment, but at the end of this video, not only do I have the playlist for you, okay? So you'll see a card that come up, click on the playlist where I have lots of Beatles songs. My goal is to do them all. So right there, you'll click on that playlist if you like the Beatles. Also on that page is a free course for you that's changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of guitar players. Join our movement, the Unstoppable Guitar System. Those are there for you. And of course, the link in the description of the video will get you all the PDFs for absolutely free. Okay, I want to help you out, and all that stuff there, friends, is free for you. Okay. All right, so heading on out here is how it's gonna go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.